What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, the universe's fastest growing podcast, where we help people get 1% better every single day in every single way. And I'm extremely excited today for multiple reasons, but let me list them out. I'm excited because we are now on our third set. This is our C set. We might make it through the alphabet.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah, we might make it through the alphabet. We're in our C set.
That's the goal list.
I'm excited to announce our sponsors. Make sure y'all go shop with our fantasy box. And I'm also excited to see my guy Q, man. It's been a while, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's good to be back.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
It's good to have you, man. I feel like Howie Roseman. I just signed him to a contract. He got another 10 days.
Shout out to that Saquon.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't get that much.
Oh, manifest.
Nigga, you got the vet minimum. You barely got signed. It's like no. All in all, man, let's talk, man. Like, how was your travels? Let's start with how was your travels, and then we'll get into
the week.
All right, yeah, because you seem like you're excited to talk about your week.
I'm prepared this time.
All right, let's do it.
But no, travel was good. You know, it's always good to see, you know, Ricky go to the back of the plane. You know,
it happened again.
Always.
I was going to ask when I called and you said I'm not with Ricky. Is he in the back of the plane again?
Last row. Like, he was in the bathroom.
He's 32B.
They said, sir, we have now put seatbelts in the stall in the bathroom, so you just sit there at the duration of the flight.
Hold on, before I forget, man, y'all have to hear this now. You feel what I'm saying? We have our live show coming up. August is crazy. April 20th. It's still 8 months. April 20th. No, listen, I wanted to announce that because y'all going to see this definitely before the live show. April 20th. The tickets are available right now. And if you're watching this, it's in our bio. And another thing I was trying to understand is we only have 200 seats. I believe 150 seats, 50 standing. But we want as many 1%ers to get in there as possible. So go grab your tickets now. Do not hesitate. Come meet us live in person. It's in Philadelphia. It's going to be hosted in the Fashion District at Rec Philly. So we'll put the exact details and all that on the website. But for the most part, you can go find it. The link is in my bio at Wolf WSC or at Right On Q Live or at Wolf Network, wolfnetwork.WSC. And make sure y'all get your tickets, man. First 200 to get their tickets will be able to meet us, be able to greet us, be able to chill with us, be able to get 1% better in real life.
And I would say it's also we probably most excited about looking forward, like, because that show, like, it's been a long time coming about preparation for it. Yeah. So to finally, you know, get to meet people, see people can see the show in person. Especially it kind of started from a live event.
Yeah, that's a fact. Our first ever like collab day, like on this platform was the last live event I did. So yeah, shout out to us for even like, you know, being able to go all the way through.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So get back to it. Ricky in the back of the plane.
Yeah, so back to the Ricky smut. Yeah, so he's the back of the plane in the stall. And, you know, it felt good seeing him walk past. So, yeah, get him. Get him, girls.
Ain't that talk about real quick, though? Ain't that the best part? When you at the very first seat and you just watching everybody walk past and they don't even see you because you just ducked off in your area.
And a baby was, I don't know, let the baby sit next to you, Rick? Because the baby was back there.
The baby was
crying.
Putting the baby on him is crazy. Like, that's a different level. Y'all already flew like Frontier or something. You going to put a baby in his seat, too?
The baby came on the plane crying. I was like, right next to Ricky. Right next. But
I would have asked to move me expeditiously.
Right. But the flight, we'll talk about that. But we was talking about conversation about flights when you leave people behind and how you feel about that. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But that flight was good. You know, happy to be here. You know, happy to, you know, get back to record.
Yeah. So about your week, real quick, man. Tell me about your week.
The week was good. I feel, you know, we was having a joke before talking about just like every other few episodes is always like a new transitional phase.
Every time.
Because, of course, that's how I'm sure anybody who watch and listen can relate to that. Like, life be life in all capacities.
Yeah.
And we just,
you know. God got a God every time.
Exactly. God gonna be God. God gonna God. And we just transparent to talk about it as we deal with shit in real time. Yeah. So one of the things I dealt with recently, that was like a state of reflection, was my mom moving. And, you know, she's been in her house for 30 years. She's a woman.
So before we go too deep into it, because we're going to go to that conversation, let me just talk about my week real quick, because we're going to go right into it.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Fair.
Yeah. My week was, what's this week? What we at? Yeah, wait a minute. So my week was cool so far. Okay. I just been literally, this is my first week back to work. So like, you know, February was a heavy transition month, and it was like moving and back and forth to the city and this, that, and the third. So this was the first week where I actually opened my laptop, sat down, and was like, get some work done. But it was so far, it's been extremely productive. So, you know what I mean? It been a good start of the week for sure.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? Now let's get back to it.
All right, back to the mom smut. But yeah, you know, she's a woman. She's been in her house for 30 years. So that being said, just a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit. And what initially started, I was like a thing of like, I had to kind of help my mom a little bit with some of this, like the guidance of the plan, execution, whatever. Then it turns out like, no, I'm just reflective. Like, that man's house my whole life. Damn. Well, I've seen his house my whole life.
Did you cry?
And I did not cry. It felt like it was moments stuff. I did not cry.
Damn, if you ain't cry leaving a 30-year crib, we might have some work to do to get him to cry on the show.
But this is why. Because right after that transition of thought was the fact that I had to deal with my mom, all the shit she had for 30 years.
Yeah.
And that kind of wiped all the reflection and sentimental shit away because I was just pissed the fuck off.
Back to reality.
Yeah, that she had fucking 15 pairs of pink Crocs. Also, you know, everything's pink in there. So 15 pairs of pink Crocs and 15, like she had 250 purses and Louis and Coaches and all type of shit and fucking 15 Stanley cups and Hydro Flask and all type of dumbass shit that one person don't need to have in her house. She trying to take
She
food.
literally buy from every ad that come across her.
Yes, yeah, you know, she the person that
we need to pop up on her feed.
that live alone is fair. She the person that live alone but go to BJ's like she lived with a family of 7 and it's just it was ridiculous. However, once it was all it made me think about the show. Of course, last year we talked about because what I was trying to tell my mom a lot of times, like mom, like one, this is a dope chapter for you to go to a new space, be out the way. You've been tied to this block for a long ass time. Nothing crazy happened, but you know, you don't want to live in the hood forever. Like, you know,
facts.
Yeah, so you just want to be out the way, not deal with niggas for a long time.
Get around some Negroes.
You know. But I felt like she was in a trend, like she couldn't really grasp naturally at that time the idea of like embracing what's new. Because she was trying to take everything she had into this new space.
You know how I feel about that.
Exactly. So I was like, Mama, you should be open to letting shit go and just fully. Because also, even me, when I was in my thoughts of reflection, I'm like, how can I be so stuck on clinging to something that's literally in the way of what's to come?
Yeah.
Like I want my mom to be out the way and fully comfortable, you know, fully put up while I would be attached to this house.
Yeah.
Like it's literally in the way of all these possibilities.
It's
and shit
one or the other. You can't have one without the other.
Exactly. So that was an interesting whole transition phase, whatever. Literally moving, even my thought process through the movement. So.
Yeah, that's why I was paid to have money. Cause I'm paying people. Like I didn't touch a thing. Like the last move was like, yeah, I'm gonna say I didn't put nothing together.
Yeah.
I barely wanted to unpack.
Facts.
I had to put my own stuff away. That was it. But other than that, if I could pay a person to hang something, carry something, install. Listen, man, I'm on, what's that app? TaskRabbit? I'm TaskRabbit out.
Shout out to the rabbits.
You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the rabbits. Yeah, so let's talk, man. Let's get into it.
Also, I was going to say, have you came across any new books you either read or are interested in looking into?
So weirdly, I came across this book about like, it was something about like what you say to yourself or something like that. And I didn't read all of it, but it was like I don't know where the book came from, but it was in my collection of books when I unpacked. So it was like bookmarked to a particular page. So I opened it and I read it, that page, and it was so funny because literally in that section, I posted it on my gram because I don't feel like it was for me, but I feel like it was for people because it was basically just talking about the 5 different types of self-talk. And this is like naturally what I've trained myself to be able to excel at, which is repositioning my thoughts to work for my favor. So you know that little voice in your head or whatever the case may be, a lot of the times it work against people. People allow that voice in their head to talk them out of stuff. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to do it. You ain't gonna be able to do this. Or maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe what if this happened? For me, the voice in my head works for me. So literally it's like fighting back. Like the moment that other voice try to come and deter me, the other voice comes swinging like, nah, you got him fucked up. He could do this. So when the way the book kind of identified with it, it was just breaking down the different 5 levels of like when you doing negative self-talk to when it becomes neutral to when it becomes like positive and affirmations and things like that. So I thought it was dope. So the fact that you mentioned that, I didn't finish the book, but I did read like that chapter. And it was just reaffirming and reassuring the fact that like my philosophy on combating your negativity in your head is like, it's proven in other ways for people with their own philosophies.
Yeah, kind of like prove the self-work you put into yourself.
Yeah, because it was just I already naturally was on this, but they just had their own little framework that was essentially the same. Right. But is you reading a new book right now?
Yeah, the recent books I've came across that I finished was I know me and you were briefly talking about Atomic Habits. I definitely suggest anybody go through that book. Definitely a dope
gotta
book.
read Atomic Habits.
Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, it's a must.
I'm with
you.
Yeah,
it's a must for sure because it makes you understand compound gains, and I feel like that's the thing that people don't. We always talk about people thinking growth just being this big, large leap, and it's quantum, and it's like we talk about it being incremental. And Atomic Habits is the epitome of breaking down what it looks like to habit stack and to do a little bit and to get 1% better. Is like, and realizing like, dang, if I do one thing better, do one thing every day to get better, I don't know what the math compounds to be, but it's thousands of times better by the end of the year. It's not like just hundreds of times better.
And to that point, one of the things I took away from the book as well, because of course those 1% gains are great as well, but also the gains against yourself. So yes, I also think about that where it's like people be like, all right, cool, I ain't go to the gym, but it's always better to go to the gym even for 15 minutes,
20 minutes
than to not go at all, and then to go
100%.
eat some bullshit food
100%.
too. Because eating that food gonna set you way back
100%.
than 15 minutes to the gym. Like,
yeah, to even add to that, like when we start, that's the part, right? It's like I would just I just talked about this the other day on my story. I was like, if I said people understand the fact that their habits are literally shaping like the person they are, right? So it's like if you think about it, right? It's somebody to get up, go to the gym for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, read a chapter, listen to some educational. They do that every day for 6 months. Then you got somebody else who don't go to the gym, don't read, don't do none of that, but they go out every night, they get some hookah, they get a drink. These two people could have started at the same place. 6 months is going to be a huge gap from where person A is to person B. And people don't realize how, I'm not saying you can't have a healthy blend of, oh, I want to go enjoy myself and I want to have some personal development over here. But it's like not understanding that work against method is why people think that doing nothing don't count. But it's like, nah, doing nothing literally takes you back. You're never just neutral, just sitting there.
Right.
If you're not working out, then that means you're working against yourself. And if you are working out, that means you're working for yourself or reading or, educating yourself.
Yep. But let's talk about something. Let's jump to this topic. The idea of women not playing for the ring.
They got right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
So I think, all right, so I always say, like, you gotta go into something with the end in mind, right? So when I hear women not playing for the ring, the first thing I think about it is when you think about ring, right? We think about it like it being like a championship. It's like something to accomplish, right? And then we always hear the whole who the prize, man or the woman is the prize, right? I don't care to discuss the prize, but let's just talk about the ring itself. The ring is the championship, right? Like if marriage is the goal, because everybody don't want to be married. But when you think about playing for, it's like you got to understand, like, when you go into a season to be a champion, it's certain type of preparation that go into that process. You don't just win the championship. Why? Because there's other people competing for the championship. So you have to understand, okay, what does it take to be a champion? Fuck being a prize. What does it take to win this ring? And if that requires a little bit of refinement over here, a little bit less of this, get rid of certain behaviors, because you got to become a wife or a champion before you get coined a champion. You don't just walk into it like, I see a lot of stuff on social media where it's like, oh yeah, I'm just waiting on my husband to come get me. I'm just waiting on my person to come find me. It's like, you're not even in contention for a championship right now. Like, you're not even making a playoff. And the reason being,
they in the play-in?
Not even in the play-in. Like, you literally have a losing record. You like, seriously, because your mindset, you understand, like, a marriage-minded man is going to be attracted to good character, morals, good habits, like certain things. It's like the physical appeal might catch our eye, but it's like when we talk about giving up the ring, because as a let's just call ourselves a general manager or whatever the case, or even just a coach, we only get one ring to hand out. So if I'm assessing the pool, when we say playing for the ring, it's like understanding, like, what do you think you have to do, or who do you think you have to become in order to be this wifey material? So if you saying, like, you think you just not going, like, women going to it without foresight, just thinking like, all right, I don't have to do none of these things. And it's like, no, you literally do, or understand what your results is a result of what you plan for. So if you just looking at it like, oh, I'm looking for a nigga that's gonna give me some money, that's what you're gonna get. You looking at a nigga, I'm looking for a nigga that's gonna take me on a trip, that's what you're gonna get. But if you say I'm looking for a nigga to marry me, or a man to marry me, you're gonna present yourself in that way, because they know how to play to get the trips. They know how to play to get the cash apps or the Apple Pays or to get the shoes or to get the bags. But when it comes to getting a ring, they only know how to present themselves in that unforesight proposition of, I can extract fast results out of you. But when it comes to sustaining it and being like, all right, you've been getting a man to pay that one-time membership, but you ain't getting nobody to subscribe to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you get in a relationship, you subscribe to that pussy.
Absolutely.
Because you're dealing with headaches, you're dealing with bullshit, you're dealing with attitudes and mood swings, and you still paying every month because it come with perks. You're like, all right, yeah, it's got some bullshit, but at the same time, she cooking. Yeah, she got some bullshit, but at the same time, she bring me peace. Yeah, she got some bullshit, but at the same time, I know she got my back. So this worth paying every month. You, on the other hand, I'm only gonna pay this that one time, and you might extract that bag or extract that luxury experience or that dinner date.
Free trial.
But it's a free trial. I'm unsubscribing. I'm never paying this shit again. I experienced it and it's over. So kind of to land a plane on it, because, and I'll probably circle back as my thoughts kind of develop. When I think about them not playing for the ring, is like, you're not even thinking about marriage while saying you want to be married. You literally just thinking about what you thinking about the ability to wear the ring without thinking about the process of getting it.
Right. And to piggyback off that, it's funny because I feel like men, most level-headed men with, some decent direction or sense of self, whatever, we understand that. We understand. Men say all the time, I'm not ready to get married. I understand what comes with that, societally, conditioning-wise, like
100%.
that responsibility, that title, that weight, whatever. So I need to get my shit together. I need to get my security together. I need to get my sense of purpose, direction together before I take on this possible load and baggage of me holding down a household and a woman, whatever, and family and all that shit.
100%.
And I even always talk about that in my relationship where a lot of people say, oh, how long been together? Oh, that long? It's like, I knew I wasn't centered in self yet. Yeah. I wasn't come to myself 100%. To even take on that title because first of all, we got together when I was 22. So 22 to 27, I'm just young and broke. Yeah. For real. Then I feel like, then I feel like
I got little shit going on.
Yeah, like
it ain't sustainable.
Right. Then I feel like I also feel like living together is its own experiment.
100%. You dog.
Yeah. So if you young and need some time to just enjoy each other, then you're gonna be living together. That's a period of time. Just because I live with you don't mean I know I'm gonna be with you forever.
Yeah.
Like, I
might have moved in with you and realized it's not
facts. Like, so that's a process. And then we just happen to have a kid first, whatever. But I also feel I care about kids more than marriage, whatever. Yeah. So it's like, I have a kid.
Yeah,
so
kids like, is the ultimate security.
All right. So then it's like,
comes to the union.
But then I feel that's also another thing to add on, like another possible variable to add to a relationship. So then it's like, how do we even adjust with that? And I'm not saying that people shouldn't want to get married first, whatever, but also to understand that having a kid before you get married,
it'll show you
shit as well, whatever.
The thing about it is different pillars of a relationship going to reveal different things about yourself and your partner. So dating and then living together that's a big gap, because when you think about it, when you dating somebody, they get to see the parts of you that you want them to see, right? Like you get to present yourself. You coming out the house as whoever you want them to, and they might get intimate and see little things and start to learn more. But when you start to live together, there's parts of you that you might not want them to see, but this is a part of your lifestyle. This is how you live. And then it kind of like you might not know a chick is trifling until you move with her. She might not know you trifling until so it's like people will ask like, yeah, how long before you start? I think if you plan on taking somebody serious, that's just a prerequisite. I think you should want to live with somebody fast. If I'm in a relationship with you, I want to move in with you fast because I need to see how we handle this household shit. Like that's why I ain't about to be playing house. I am. Because I need to see how we play house before we can actually marry. Because when we tie the knot, we can't untie the knot. So I'm going to play house. Playing house for me ain't about. I'm not pump faking and faking like, oh, we acting like we doing this. No, this is literally an assessment. Okay. We literally like the same way they make you go through that 6 months before you could divorce or however much time it is. They got to make. Oh, y'all got to be able to live together in the house for 30 more days to see if y'all can rectify. Yeah, why can't we start that way? Like, why is that only a measure when it's time to break up and divorce? Why is that not a prerequisite before we get? Maybe we should try to live together for like a year or two. And you know it's gonna be couples like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, we know you did it. But I'm saying the average person might think like, oh yeah, I don't know if I want to live with somebody right now. And I'm moving in. Or no, I'm not moving in. You moving in with me. I'm never moving with you. You're moving in with me early into the relationship. Why? Because I need you to see how I carry. I need to see how you carry. And it's like, we gonna do this? Why half-ass it? Why play around with it?
Okay, so your time. So let's look at like 3 different stages. You got the dating, living together, then married.
Dating, relationship, marriage.
All right, so you feel your window from the dating to living might be shorter than some other people.
100%. Because if I'm dating you and I got you as a relationship candidate, I'm already assessing it. I already understand that it's only by a certain level of access I have to you in the dating space, right? It could be exclusive, it might not. Maybe it's exclusive. It's definitely gotta be exclusive for me before we get in a relationship, flat out. But we go through the exclusive dating and then a relationship is like, you know what? All right, we beyond exclusive. I actually have marriage intentions, so let's take the next step. You feel what I'm saying? So once I already see it as that, it's like, all right, in this relationship phase, at some point within the first couple months, we need to be moving in together. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. Now, granted, let me be careful too, because it could be a year. Like but I don't really see myself in a relationship because I will date you for a year before I get in a relationship. Right. But if I get in a relationship with you, it's like my questions have been answered. I need to see what type of wife you might be so that we can see if you playing for the ring or not. If not, why sit here and occupy my space or occupy yours half-ass? Like, no, we ain't doing that.
That's fair. Speaking of the year thing, I recently heard someone say they was talking about, let's say you dating someone, y'all both have kids. They talked about what's the time window to introduce each other's kids to each other.
That's a great question.
And they said, we can be together in a relationship, but year minimum. I'm like, that's interesting. A year to be with someone?
I'm not even making you my girlfriend before you meet my kids. So you're going to meet my kids in a dating space. Now, granted, like, see, I don't just bring women around my children, right? And I think I'd be over making it a bigger deal than they do. At this point, they just be like, yeah, it's not that deep. Like, just let us meet the girl. Like, you follow what I'm saying? But you know, it's like I like to get that out the way as well because if you are going to blend your life with somebody, you need to make sure the pieces fit. You don't want to be an orange blended with a lemon. You don't know that if you don't bring your entirety to the table. You follow what I'm saying? Because at first it could seem like it's sustainable, and then you bring the kids around, and it don't mean that you don't fuck with somebody because you like the kids and them ain't best friends. Because it just got to be a level of respect. But it's like I can't, if I bring around my kids and you seem like you got this disdain towards them, you're not about to be my person. It's like it's over with. So why would I wait? Be with you for a year, be thinking about marriage, and then introduce you to my kids? Now we got to start off. That don't make sense. Like orientation is in the front of a job for a reason. Like you follow what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why you have to go to training. Like you have to make sure that you can sustain the position. Why would you start
and everything that comes with it?
Everything that comes with it. Why would you start the job and then it ain't a promotion, but something gets dropped on your desk that you never signed up for, and you realize that this is too much. Now you quit, and now we just like, yo, we could have saved all this time that we just wasted by just putting everything that could be a burden on the table up front.
Okay, fair. Side note, kind of related. You know, we're talking about marriage, relationships, and all that stuff. And then we came across a revelation day when we was all talking, you know, before we started recording.
Was it your bachelor party?
Yeah.
Yeah, that talk.
Yeah, so you know, I was talking to Ricky, and we was talking about my upcoming marriage,
and I'm hosting, and I'm playing the bachelor party.
And he was, what about your bachelor party? And it hit me like I don't have a bachelor party. Oh, and when I told him, because Ricky was about to slap me and rumble me, just out of disgust and disappointment at the same
Ricky's
time.
6'5".
Yeah, like he was just so disgusted and confused, like bewildered. And I was like, well, it's because we're not having a wedding. It hasn't crossed my mind. So. You know, the next question was, well, she having a bachelorette party. And I was like, fuck no. Like if she had a bachelor that would have been insane.
And you're not having a bachelor party,
you gotta kick me off the pod.
Yeah, I don't have no words for that.
So what are y'all thoughts about bachelor parties? You know, I mean, what's the plan?
We're going to capture your bachelor party on camera, and we're going to flash a clip on the episode on this TV right here or whatever TV we got. What do you mean? They're not going to have to think our thoughts. They're going to see our thoughts.
Fair. Okay. Cool. Okay. So live show coming up and
the bachelor party.
Live bachelor party.
Yeah, and it's going to be in the same month, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because your birthday April.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
No, the wedding. You mean marriage?
The marriage is in April.
Right. You said birthday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. Your birthday is the next month.
June.
2 months later.
Fair.
I was supposed to
December.
but no, but yo, so it was something that, so I would just say her thing, right? One of the things that I realized, right, like just post our last couple episodes, I realized like people different perspectives on friendship. And it kind of like caught me by surprise to realize how many people don't understand friendship. And I know that's wild to say because there's no one way to be friends. There's different
sexes.
levels to it. Huh?
Both sexes?
I'm saying people.
Okay, make sure.
Yeah. This ain't like this. And I was like, yo, like people see what the issue now with the whole friendship thing is people want their friends to be their fans. So friendship has went out though, because before it was just like, I got your back, you got my back. You know, call me if you need me. I'm here if you need me. If I can make it, I can make it. If I can't, you give me grace because that's what friends are for. I love you for who you are. Why? Because that's what friends are for. But what I started to realize is people are like, no, if you don't make it to my birthday party, you ain't my friend. If you don't make it to my grad, it's like, oh, because everybody got this main character syndrome and they feel like you are the main character in your movie, but you don't got to be the main character in my movie or this person's movie. So it's like when I started to realize that they want their friends to be fans, just like think about it, right? Even when you think about the support, the whole support conversation, they feel like if they start a business, you got to patronize with them. You got to be there. But it's like, what if you start a business and somebody don't genuinely support what you do? Like they might be vegan and you just open up a burger shop and like you come buy some bread. Like you follow what I'm saying? It's like, I can support
buy it and throw it away.
Yeah, I can support you by telling other people who might be interested. You follow what I'm saying? But my support is not any less genuine because I'm not a fan of what you actually offer. And I feel like it has become a thing where people are not even realizing, but it's almost in a manipulative sense where like people are being guilted into having to show up for their friends at times where they might not even be able to show up for themselves. Like think about how bad people feel when they don't got the finances and they don't got the stuff, but there's a friend birthday coming up and they like, how I'm gonna tell this person I can't make it. A friendship should be, I could just tell you, it ain't the season for that. I can't make it. But it now becomes a thing where, but you went out for such and such birthday. At the time, I just got paid. At this time, I just paid rent. Your birthdays is on 2 different times. This person's birthday was the 17th and yours was the 1st. And 2-week gap is a different phase. And
today's the 1st.
You follow what I'm saying? Just so happily. So when I started to realize, I'm like, people are not giving their friends grace no more because they now feel like if you have to, it's like when I say it's a manipulative thing, it's like I'm not saying that they intending to manipulate people. I'm saying that it's almost you self-manipulate yourself into feeling guilty about not being able to make it. And what I had to realize, even when you think about people, I had to learn this from a perspective of it's times where people might not be there all for them. Like they life might not be intact, right? Like you could have just got a new car, right? And you could be happy to share that news, but somebody could be on the verge of being evicted. It's not that they don't want to be happy for you. They just legitimately depressed in their own life. So how could they show up and be excited? So I had to learn friendship to be, you know what, as long as they're not standing in my way, as long as they're not telling me not to do something, as long as they're not talking against my plans, talking down on me, talking down about me, how they show up, as long as it ain't negative, I don't mind if it's neutral sometimes. Because sometimes people might be in their lowest point at the time when you're at your highest point, and they might be happy for you, but they also might not even be able to pull it together for themselves. Right. So when you think about friendship, you gotta have grace for your friends. I really learned in that window, I'm like, people don't have grace for their friends. Sure. They said that it was an associate to not talk to your friends all the time. Nah, listen, it's an associate. When you work with somebody, you talk to them every day. Do that make them more your friend because you talk to them every day and you got a homie that you don't talk to for 3 to 4 months, but you know that this your man, this your dog, this your homegirl. Mm-hmm. But y'all looking at it from the proximity aspect of it. Oh, I don't talk to you. So how? If nothing changes, then nothing changes. If I loved you as a friend in December and this motherfucking June and I ain't talk to you, why you think that I don't love you in June type shit? So that's why I say, the reason I say I learned it because I understand the thought process, because when you're young, you think like that. But as you get older, you got shit going on. You got life, you got a kid, you got a wife or a husband. Life is doing what life do. You ain't even, most of the time on a day-to-day, how many times do you even think about what your friends is doing? Unless you checking in on them. So it's like, if I'm not checking in on you, then 9 times out of 10, I'm focusing on the shit I got to focus on. So it just really put it in perspective for me. And it made me realize, I'm like, people really are wanting, and when I go on just to land a plane on, I say, they want their friends to be their fans is because they want them to literally be in the audience while they walk in as the main character. Like, that matters to them. Mm-hmm. If I be real with you, bro, my friends don't even post a pod, bro. Mm-hmm. They don't even watch it. Mm-hmm. My closest friends don't even know what the fuck they get these conversations so much in real life when they eat. They don't watch this shit. Right. It'd be surprising when they comment on the clip. If I even thought how the world think about friendships, I wouldn't fuck with nobody. Because they don't think, but I be knowing, like, my friends is my friends. Like, I know at the heart they support me. I know at the heart they got my back. I know at the heart that wouldn't be getting here to this point, they helped me. Mm-hmm. So after a while, they start doing their own thing. Like, we all in group chat together. We talk about everything but what we do. So it'd be like, it'd be so funny. They'd send me a clip that somebody else put, such and such just threw you up. Nigga, you could have seen it when I threw it up, but it's not personal. And it's like understanding that my friends is my friends. They're not my fans. I got people that support what I do. I got people that look for me to post, look for us to drop episodes, look for us to have events that's coming out to support us. Because that's what they are. If the friends can't make it, that don't make them less my friends. So for anybody out here that's watching it, have some grace for your friends. Instead of sitting there revolving around what your birthday coming up, that's important to you. Sad to say, truth that matters, they don't have to be important to them. If it is important to them, that's what's up. That don't make them a better friend than a friend that has some shit going on at the time. As long as you are important to them. But they don't got to value what you value. Like, what excites me don't have to excite Q. As long as Q is not being a pessimist towards what excites me, we cool. I could be like, yo, man, Eagles just won a Super Bowl. Q could be like, okay. Yo, I just won the Super Bowl. Oh, congratulations, bro. I'm proud of you.
But I was a Chiefs fan, though.
Yeah. What if you a Chiefs fan? It's like you. So that's a good point. My team won the Super Bowl. I'm excited. You a Chiefs fan. That don't make him an Eagles hater. Just like, nigga, I'm sad. I got some other shit. Well, I'm on the other side of it right now. But all in all, man, like, I know that I just went all over, and I'll probably come back to it because that was really heavily sitting with me. I'm just like, yo, y'all really don't have no grace for y'all friends. Like,
so I'm gonna come from a different side of the spectrum. Yeah,
his friend made him do this.
But no, so I agree with you for the most part in totality. And to that point, how I look at friendships is it has to be judged in totality. So like you said, so your friends, like you said, they helped you get from here a little bit, but now that we older, shit is a little different. People have different priorities. And let's say they don't watch clips, let's say they don't do certain things. But in totality, if I ask of something, 100%. If I need something, like if it's reciprocal, the energy and investment in each other, or trying to reach out, long as that's kind of a decent grade on the report card and all together, I'm with it. But I do agree with you. I feel like oftentimes people, like, out of the whole report card, they will just give you an F on one class. Like, you felt the whole, you got left back now. It's like, yo, like I said, because somebody could be going to do some shit. Or let's say birthday parties, like, it's been plenty of times I had parties or kickbacks, whatever, and I just always say, yo, it's food and drinks there, but you bring a bottle. That's all I've asked. Plenty of times, niggas don't bring bottles because it is what it is. Like, and I always say, and a few times people say, "Yo, I don't really got it right now." This, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just say that. Like, but it's like my mom would decide to be like, she be checking at the door. Where's the empty hand, nigga? What's that? Or it's so you gonna bring the gym? You gonna bring the E&J, but then drink the Henny here? Like, she that type person. So. So some people be judging shit where like, I don't give a fuck if you don't got money or you just don't feel like stopping at the store. My most important thing is you here. So I care about presence more than anything.
I care about effort. So if you couldn't make it, I got friends that couldn't make it to my birthday party that sent me videos. Yo, happy birthday, bro. I couldn't be there. Like
that shows investment too.
Exactly. I care about the effort. But at the same time, it's people that forgot, I forgot it was your birthday. Happy birthday. It's about when you acknowledge it. It's like how you make me feel throughout the relationship, the friendship, relationship out of friendship. You follow what I'm saying? It's not. And then another thing, like when you just said, dang, what was the last thing you said before you talked about how your mom, you said it was something that you said.
Just judging totality and like, you know.
Oh yeah, so it's like I seen somewhere a person said they loaned their friend $15,000, but they missed the birthday party, and the friend was like, "We not friends no more."
Right. Yeah.
So it's like that to me. That's what kind of sparked the thought. I'm just like,
same.
That's like, what do y'all look at y'all friends as? Like, cause I'm confused. It's like friends, like my friends is my friends, my associates, my supporters, my supporters. But my friends, when I say it's no conditions, it don't mean that it's not like a typical standard that friendship has to uphold. Of course, if we friends, we can call on each other. But being my friend also means that if you call on me and I can't come through for you, that we still friends. And vice versa. If I call on you, you can't come through for me, we still friends. It's not contingent upon if you say yes or not. So I feel like a lot of people predicate their friendships on looking at when you should, because like you gotta understand, like people are so self-centered that they don't even think about what if you have an antisocial friend and you having a birthday party at a nightclub. They don't want to come. That's not their personality type. So the grace is okay. Like, what can we do that fits my friend's personality type? All right, my friend want to take me to lunch. That's the opportunity to celebrate you. So it's them showing that you mean something to them, but it got to be in a way that also mean, because we adults, we not kids. So it's like, I don't got to show up for you the way you want me to show up for you if it's a detriment to who I am. You want me to come drinking and smoke? I don't want to do that. But if I ask you to come to this seminar, you don't want to do that. And I got to have grace for you. So it's like, no, we got to have grace. And granted, like this, let me just put this on the record. Me and all my friends literally show up for each other for everything. Right. I also got a homie that he never been, I'm on my 9th suit and tie party. He's been to none of them. You follow me? None of them, not one. Every time, yeah, bro, I'm gonna be there. I know you're not coming. When you start to learn your friend, that nigga not fucking coming. So it's not even, but he the same person that I say, let's go to the Eagles, and he gonna pull up. So we understand what we have in common that we can do to celebrate with one another. But at the same time, it's like people, I feel like they just looking at it like, yeah, man, if you don't show up to what I want you to show up to, the way I want you to show up to it, then you ain't my friend. And I look at it like, if you love me genuinely and you willing to show up for me, it don't have to always look like the way I wanted to look.
For sure.
If you gave your honest and best effort and intentions and it was pure and it was solid, you my dogs, you my sis.
For sure. That's why I say it got to be the whole report card dynamic too. Because again, he didn't come to the suit and tie, but he came to the Eagles game. Like, we good, bro.
Even if I say go get my daughter, yo, she needs some sneaks, he gonna make sure she, like, same vice versa. So it's like, you really, that's
like, what we talking about then? Like,
but the thing is, people base it on a highlight moments when they want the audience there. And it's like, for me, I don't even pay attention to who don't tell me happy birthday. I pay attention to who do tell me happy birthday. And what I mean by that is I'm too busy saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Whoever showed up, appreciate you. Give me a hug. My mind is not taking a survey or tallying up the people that, like, that's what we got to understand to get 1% better within a mindset. What you focus on is what you bring about. So if you sitting there looking at it like, dang, well, I got 46 friends and only 24 showed up, 16 didn't. It's like, you negate the experience of the 24 and the credit that's due to the 24 that came through.
For sure.
I'm more focused on who showed up. I figure out, it'd be so funny. People like, yo, bro, I ain't even make it to the party. Bro, I didn't even notice. Why? Because I'm not at the door checking who brought the Henny and who brought the E&J. It's Lena.
Smart. Fair.
He earned that.
Yeah.
But jokes aside though.
And I was gonna say as well though, before we landed, I can't lie because I'm conditioned, you know, by the Lena smut. I'd be remiss if I say, but I am big on patterns. So let's say multiple opportunities.
So my friend missed 8 parties. He not your friend no more?
No. Let's say he missed my party, the Eagles game. And like, it's 3 different things. Like, okay, so we just not on the same page. Now, granted, I'm the type of person where I still don't take things personally like that, where I don't think it's something about me or it's a beef, but maybe we're not on the same page on that. Seasons for everything.
So they not your friend because y'all not on the same page in that season?
I ain't gonna say we're not a friend, but the energy is demoted from my side, whatever. And then we just see how that plays over time.
Gotcha.
If months and years go past, I would just say we're not friends anymore because we literally don't even be in contact or even mutual proximity anymore.
I could see that. I could see where you could arrive at that, but I don't think. Yeah, I think.
And I would say that to your point about effort, I would say the effort also isn't mutual or reciprocal anymore.
I do think the strength of a friendship is different than the length of a friendship. So I got friends that I've been cool for 20 years. You feel me? But it's like literally like I got a homie that I was in since second grade, like literally. And it's like that's 25 years at this point.
Right.
And it's like they still my homies. I don't have too much in common with them, but if we link, when we link, it's the same energy. So that's like,
and it ain't like it's pulling teeth.
That's like the length of the friendship. The strength of the friendship is like, all right, cool. Like this person is making conscious efforts to show up to everything. But I also think that that's largely proximity based, like, and it's largely lifestyle based. Like literally, like I'm only at your wedding because of the relationship we just developed in the last year. I talk to you more than I talk to my friend that I have for 25 years. So do that make you more my friend than them?
Man, no.
You got what I'm saying? Though? So it's like we align way more in this season. We doing business together. We are doing this together, which is business, but at the same time, this is our career essentially. We got our career together. We do side business ventures. To the point where nigga, we be in, like your daughter is my god kid, unofficially, officially. Like at this point. You follow what I'm saying? So it's like, and this all happened in a year. So that was because of the strength of the proximity and the closeness and the things we have in common. But that don't make my best friend, who I talk to twice a month, any less my best friend.
I agree with
but the pattern point that I like the best thing you said with the report card. Because you could, if you want to grade your friendships down to how much they show up, how much they support you, what you have in common, as far as in like whatever might be on the other spectrum, the things that irritate you about them, like, because there got to be some give and take, right?
For sure.
So it's like, if you want to grade it and be like, all right, cool, like, I got this friend that irritate the shit out of me, but they show up to everything. That's my dog. I got this friend. And it's like, they not on none of the list. Why would you, like, that's like, I ain't gonna say it's common sense, but it's almost like, of course, I can't say how. And I feel like that's where people was going. It was like, show up to my birthday yours.
Right.
All that. It's like, dog, like, have grace. Listen, man, grace is doing friendships. Grace is doing relationships. Grace moves the world forward. Like literally, like it's God's grace it's grace. Grace is everything. So when you think about it, right, just for 1 second, just try to put yourself in somebody. I ain't telling you to do it every second because you need to focus on you. But whenever I go to take something personal, I always remove myself and be like, let me flip the perspective real quick. Like I could call you, you cannot answer. What the fuck the thing that is? Then I'm like, man, maybe they got some shit going on right now. You feel me? And I'm not going to assume you do or you don't. I'm allow you the space to come to me when you're ready with the explanation or without one. You don't owe it to me, but if you give it, you give it. Now, it do come a time where it's like, well, when do I stop giving grace? You never stop giving grace, but you can stop giving attention. And that's what people got to understand. Like, I'm always extend grace, but that don't mean I'm going to be waiting around. That don't mean I'm going to give you the attention you need. That don't mean, so that's where I think your level of pulling back and demoting the reciprocity goes down. That's understandable, but I'm still going to give somebody grace. They just ain't get there yet. And when they do, it's like, you feel me? Grace don't always mean you got to give them another opportunity. It just means that you're not holding it over them. Like, we could clearly see a toddler come in a room, knock something down. You want to snap, but you're like, you too. What the fuck I expect? All the tissues and papers ripped up. Fuck, I shouldn't have left it there. Like, you give them grace. Now, some people snap out, right? But then you need to know within yourself that you lack patience, because the patient thing would be you too. You incompetent at understanding that you about to frustrate me by doing this. And sometimes friends need that type of grace. Spouses need that type of grace. Family members need that type of grace. A lot of y'all are holding on to grudges to people that y'all supposed to love, and y'all wonder why y'all feel so isolated in the world, because y'all don't fuck with the people that you could genuinely fuck with over minor stupid shit that's a result of your ego, a result of your pride, a result of your main character syndrome, a result of the ego, pride, and main character syndrome, and wanting the world to revolve around you, as opposed to just understanding that everybody's world revolves around them, and we are all characters in each other's world, and who we are in their world, we don't get to decide, right? We just get to be us in our world, and whatever world we kind of cross paths with, it is what it is. But y'all sitting here holding grudges and wondering why y'all got no genuine love. Y'all got cousins and aunts and uncles that y'all I ain't talking about the ones that did some genuine, legitimate fucked up shit, right? I'm talking about the petty shit, like, oh, my cousin showed up for this cousin, but didn't show up for that. It's like, reciprocity does not mean equality. It doesn't always mean equal effort. It means equal intentions. And that's what y'all got to understand. If whatever that means to you, it means equal intentions. What one kid might like, the other kid might not like. So you might buy this kid 10 pair of sneakers. So you buy this kid 10 pair of sneakers, and this kid is miserable with the 10 pair of sneakers because they don't give a fuck about sneakers. They would have wanted a fucking toy or a game or a TV. So you got to understand the people, or even just some hugs, even just some love. It ain't always material. So you got to understand the people that you're dealing with and what reciprocity looks like to them. and stop thinking that the reciprocity is, oh, well, I bought you 10 TVs, so you should buy me 10. Or I gave you 100. So you should give. No, it's about the intention. What is your, did you intend to serve them in a way that was equal to how they served you and vice versa? And once y'all be able to look at life through that lens and that perspective, you can let a lot of people off the hook, because I got a lot of long-term relationships and genuine connection and friendships because we give each other grace. We all allow each other to be who we are. We don't have to wear no mask. Like, I can't imagine having friends and I gotta wear a mask. I can't imagine having friends and feeling like, damn, I know that motherfucker really he think. Like, I can't imagine sizing my friends up. I can't imagine. I ain't talking about the regular friendly competition that comes just with men being men, women being women. I'm talking about legitimately being around people with a disdain. I can't imagine having it, because I can love you from a distance. I can literally love you from a distance. So we don't have to interact for me to love you. If our chakras don't align or whatever they say, all right, I'm gonna just love you from back there somewhere. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there to support you, want the best for you, but we don't gotta be occupying each other's space. And so many people feel like if you can't occupy each other's space, then the friendship is over. We used to hang together all day, every day. Now I barely see you. We can't be friends. How? How? We just don't align.
And to piggyback off that, to transition a little bit, because you mentioned ego. And I know we spoke about ego before a while ago, but to kind of touch on it again, the idea of like how you can, like, I feel like I said, a lot of that is just based off ego and like expecting stuff from others when at the end of the day, y'all two different fucking people. So it's like, how would you say, like, how to even recognize your ego, how to tame it, and, you know, just speak on that in general.
I mean, so ego identified different than men and women, right? Men, like, everybody's born with an ego. Everybody's born with an ego, but for men, we need our ego, right? Because our ego is what we use as motivation in a world right now. It comes down to being able to tame it and understanding that, because ego could become the enemy, as like Ryan Holiday wrote about. But it's like, when I say you need it, it's like it helps you identify your status of, like, you know, they got me fucked up. It's that it gives you that drive to be able to say, I want more. Which, when it becomes toxic, is when you need that validation, right? So many people need that validation. So they have a weak ego, whereas though it has to be filled, right? Because it's one thing to use it for self reassurance. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm him. I'm that guy. I need that. And it feel good. You know what I mean? Especially if you're using it in a healthy way. Like, if you want to be the best basketball player, there's nothing wrong with that. You want to be the fastest track runner, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever you use it to do to aid you in becoming successful, it's not, as long as it's not to the point where you demoralizing and you know, like, diminishing your character and your integrity and doing all these things that just, like, not right, you know what I mean, behind it. But when we think about ego in itself, is like, ego is like, it could be as fragile as a balloon, you know what I mean, if it's weak. Meaning, like, you need external validations, you know what I'm saying, which fills you up, right? But then that one insult pops the entire balloon. And a lot of people are operating out of ego, and they don't even realize that they're operating out of ego, because it's become the norm. That's why everybody got to walk around feeling like they the shit. They him, they her. And it's like, that don't mean, it's the difference between having self-confidence is like, that's the part of you that's like solid. It's like, I'm confident, so you can't tell me one thing and it just pop. The ego part about it is like, it literally could be fragile, where it's like, literally, like, somebody could just be like, yo, them sneaks corny as shit, and now your whole day ruined because you needed them to tell you that they was hot, because you need that sense of external validation or whatever the case may be. And this one of them topics that, because I wrote about it, I would want to, let's converse about it more than me talking about it, and then let's do it that way. And then because I got so much I want to say, and I don't want to rant for the next 20 minutes on it.
All right,
let's talk. Let's do scenario.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So to that point, we spoken on it before, but the idea of, like, it's funny because I feel with egos, men, we are constantly at battle with that, because you know, some men are just, they're super inflated, and the men that aren't, but maybe even try to project like it is, though, that's when shit goes awry, because it's like, nigga, this is just an ego battle. We just kind of hold the L, if it's even an L in the first place.
Ego will have you in a competition you ain't signed up for.
Exactly, like, sir, like, so I feel like, and then I feel like, you know, we are the creations of our parents. 100%. So I feel like I'm definitely a product of that, where my mom, you know, she, you know, typical woman shit, nurturing people, whatever. She definitely tried to, nigga, we was talking about that day about the house, her leaving the house. She's like, yeah, you know, I always try to tell you that, you know, just because we live in the hood and when we up the hood, we're better than everybody here. And all this just extra shit. Now, again, in the vacuum, that's dope. Self-worth, self-value. In the day, I don't need to walk around like I'm truly better than everybody. Like,
so the true self-worth, you wouldn't need to tell yourself you're better than everybody, because it's a self-worth. So it's like, when you gotta say it, that's because you need people to feel like that, which is a completely ego fuel. I don't need nobody to feel like I'm better than them.
All right.
It's just showing up and existing and being as best as I could be. And you know, I'm not. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you. And that's why I feel my parents were like great counterweights to each other. Cause my dad's naturally like that, where I'm not in competition with nobody.
Yeah,
like, I don't give a fuck. Like I am who I am. You cannot think I'm nothing. Means nothing to me at all. Like so, that's always kind of how I moved to the world. Where like I've never cared to be the best looking, the tallest, fastest. It's like I am who I am. I'm who I'm supposed to be, and that'll be good enough in the world. Yeah. And of course, you can always make yourself better. But this idea of trying to compete, compare with everybody, or even try to project on others, like, I am better than you. It's like, nigga, you can disagree. I'm better. Like, it's what we even talking about for? It means nothing.
Exactly, because if you need somebody to think that, then do you really think that? Because like when we think about it, it's like knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? It really prevents you from even needing that external validation. And I feel like people don't even understand how much empowering it is to just really just be so steadfast within self that you don't even need that external validation. Like you don't need somebody to agree with you or disagree with you. You literally doing it because it's who you are and what you want and which. Man, we can get all into this. That should be crazy.
And I was talking about this with somebody at my job where they were saying like a boss that we had at the time. She felt that he was intimidated by me actually, and I was like, that's such a weird concept because like I'm the type of person where if I come across someone that's a strong individual, someone that's skills, even shit they can do that I can't do, I'd rather lean or empower them. But no, let's be a great team together versus like, oh no, your skill set or strengths isn't it's making me insecure or I feel threatened. So now I'm gonna try to like demean or
you'll be
push.
surprised.
Yeah,
that's a natural thing for people to do.
Right. And it's like it's all just insecurity and ego. Whereas like I'm the type of person where anytime I see anybody with a certain strength, especially something I don't have,
I'm empowering it.
Yeah, like it's just like
one thing I say we do, we as much as we joke and kid around and on hitting this platform, we always acknowledge each other's strengths. You'll be like, no, that's like you do that. And I've seen, look, no, that shit right there, that's why we are able to. It's so funny how many opportunities I present to you just by way of the fact that you have a unique skill set that's completely different than mine. Versus even like when we talk about being on a platform, like even like we would get into the framework of how we got to just, but it's just fact of the matter is it just if it aligns because your strengths is different than my strengths. And instead of it being like well, why can't I be as good as him? It's more so like, oh yeah, bet I need that. Like that motherfucker's a center. I'm a point guard.
Right.
Like I don't want to be a center.
Right, I'm trying to out rebound you. It's like, sir, please get all the rebounds.
Go in there, do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So that's what's up. But it's funny because, and we're going to talk on this topic on another episode because I really want to. It's so many examples, right? 'Cause like that's what I don't want. I don't want to just talk about ego in total, right? I want to talk about how it identifies in people, right? And I want to give them a full episode about it where though we can really break down how to break down ego, how to tame your ego, how to recognize it, how to know when it's beneficial to you, how to know when it's a detriment to you and I want y'all to look forward to that because that is one of them things where y'all got to understand that could be the difference between you being a millionaire and you being broke. And people don't understand that. Like people literally are operating in a way that makes them and not even able to be coached. Not even able to learn, not even able to be friends, not even able to be partners, like, you know what I mean? Not even able to be great parents. Why? Because they coming from a space that's so low vibrational. You know what I'm saying? So I want to really unpack that. And where we at, Rick? Yeah, I want to really unpack that. Right. And did you have another topic?
Yeah, I was going to, a long time ago, we spoke about the idea of like, you know, dishonoring, whether it's your friend or your partner or whatever, idea of speaking against someone. And I think that's like a very underspoken,
it's a fact,
like violation in a relationship, whatever,
a friendship, bro, just life.
So I was gonna read an example, something somebody said. This girl was like, I used to think venting to my friends was harmless, just a way to express my emotions in the moment. But I had to learn the hard way that words have weight, and once they're out there, you can't take them back. I once said things about my ex that I didn't even truly mean, but when he saw the conversations. Who knows how? The damage was done.
I don't even wonder how bro.
Right.
Bro got them convos.
Yeah, it's okay. The hurt and disrespect that he felt
forgive you, bro.
Were real. That he felt were real, and our relationship was never the same after that. The experience that taught me the lesson I never forget. As women, our emotions might feel temporary, but the impact they have on a man's trust isn't. Men deal in what is and not what could be, and making someone you love look bad to others is a betrayal that's hard to come back from.
Nigga.
I'm grateful that I learned that then because I'm now in my current relationship. I know better, and I protect what we have, speak with intention, and handle my emotions in a way that doesn't cause unnecessary harm. Growth isn't always pretty, but I'm thankful. Shout out to that. Shout out to her.
No, it's funny because she said something that was key, the betrayal aspect of it. men understand that a lot of men get respect based on their character. So if you are cooking a man's character as the closest person to him, so this is the part that women don't understand why their words hold weight, right? Your words don't hold weight because they're harmful. Like we could pretty much, you say it to a man after a while, he could just drown you out. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about.
Sure.
When you start saying it to others, their ears are not as firm to blocking out and filtering what's hurt and pain and what's fact. They just taking everything in for what it is with no strain, no strainer. You follow what I'm saying? Just straight. So when you diminish a man's character, you essentially change how someone view him and they lose respect for him. And I always say you can tell, even as a man, you can tell if a nigga talk about you by way of how his girl view you, essentially, because if you come around and she just show no lack or no type of, she don't gotta admire you or no shit like that, but just a friend level of respect. But if she seem irritated every time you come around, that's because he's venting to her about the shit you irritate him about. And a woman can't hide that she don't have a good poker face. But getting all the way back to it, essentially, is like the weight of y'all words is because people look at it like you the person that we're gonna lay next to, you the person that we are talking to, you the person that get to see every side. So if you saying it gotta have some type of truth to it. So you could just be making a statement because you mad, and it could be some type of truth, but at the same time, it could be something that's so far in his vulnerableness that only you should be knowing it, that you saying it to them because you not understanding the depths in which they are receiving it, right? So now you embarrassing this man in a way that y'all can't come back from because they don't respect him. And it's easy for you to re-respect the person because you saying it out of anger. You never really didn't respect them. But for them, the people you love don't always re-respect your partner. So that's why I say journal about it or get a therapist. That's like, I don't say do couples therapy. I say get a therapist or journal about it. Write that shit down. Or go talk to somebody that don't know him, don't know you for real, and you could just go ahead and do what you got to do, say what you got to say, get it off your chest. But when you start talking to I don't care if it's your mom, his mom, you could change the way his mom see him. He could change the way your mom see you just by way of always talking about your business. Learn how to keep your problems in the house and deal with the problems in the house. Like, I'm big on that. It's like, if I'm ever going outside of my house for advice, I'm going for advice about what I could do better. I ain't about to present what they did and what I did and try to say, so who you think was right or who you think was wrong? It's more so like, look, man, I draw. Like, I said this. What she do, it don't even matter. This what I did. This what I said. What you think? How you think I should have went about it? Versus me trying to create that community, feeling like, all right, who else gonna agree with what I'm saying or how I approached it? I'm looking for somebody that's gonna give me a perspective and for me to approach it differently because why? I want to come back with a solution. Other than that, everything stays inside the house. I'm not going to nobody. Or if you're gonna talk to somebody, go to somebody that love them. That's gonna give you reverse perspective. Like if you like, all right, well, such and such did this or said that. Oh no, he only said this because she only said this. So now that you're going to somebody that can give you a clear and concise conversation that's not emotion driven so that you can receive what's being said to you and retain it without it being somebody that's just going to throw him farther under the bus or throw her farther under the bus. But since we are talking about women, since we're just throwing him farther under the bus because y'all don't understand, man, you can't take that shit back. You can't undo it.
Yeah, and also before I give my other example, I know another time we was talking about like, you've been in a situation where people came to you by somebody that you know, and you was like, "Whoa, you need to kind of funnel this information because I don't need to hear about certain shit."
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you always cut it off.
Let people vent to me about people, especially people I care about. I don't want to hear gossip at all. But if you vent to, like, say if two of my people's in a relationship and the girl want to call me, no, you're not allowed to vent to me about my homies. You follow what I'm saying? I'm glad you even brought that up because I got 2 points to make, but you're not allowed to vent to me about my homies. The fact of the matter is, if y'all in a situation, I'm not all air. Whatever he chooses to share with me, that's his decision or not decision. I'm a certified relationship coach, and I've coached hundreds and hundreds of people, and I could have a solution, but it's not my place. So I feel like y'all got to learn how to shut that conversation down when it comes to you, even if it's not two of your friends that might be in a relationship. It could just be two of your friends in general. If you're not going to be an advocate for creating a solution, you need not be listening to that. And you got to understand that creates a sense of division and divisiveness amongst your camp and your unit when you have somebody that's able to get in your ear about another person. And it's like, I don't play them games. I do not. And the reason I do that shit is because what you just mentioned is not, what if this person don't even want me to know this? So you might have the best intentions, you might be calling, but you putting chinks in your armor unintentionally because if it's not me and it is somebody that want to get all this information, if it is somebody that don't got the best intentions or interest for what y'all situation, now you just created a hole that can never be patched up. And when your partner find out about it, that is betrayal. That's betrayal. Like, you know what I'm saying? And what I was going to say too, just in general with venting, I don't vent to girls about my homies. Never. I don't even let girls have an opinion on my friends. Don't even, if you could compliment my friend, so what your friend is doing is dope. That's cool. It ain't got to be too high to where those like, but you ain't got to like, because it happens subtly all the time. I've seen it where they're like, they'll subtly put you out. Why you should be doing more like Q, or you should be doing more like Ricky, or you should be. So now they got you sizing your homie up. And unintentionally. You're not even trying to, but Ricky sneaks was cute. Oh, Q had on that nice hoodie. Now you looking at Ricky and Q with a whole different perspective because they subconsciously planted a seed that made you look at your homies in a way that you never. I don't play them games. Don't mention my homies. Don't ask me about their business. I'm not telling you their business. Don't ask me about our business. Don't ask me if I'm having a conversation with them and they might speak loud. Don't ask me why they was talking like that. Mind your business. It's none of your business. We men. We know how to deal with each other. We know how to handle this shit like men. You have no place in this conversation and you have no place in this friendship. And I'm not about to allow your woman's perspective to change the way I view my friends by you giving your opinion that wasn't wanted. We're not doing that. And a lot of men need to understand that because they tell y'all, oh, your chick the realest nigga on your team. Shut the fuck up. How can she be the realest nigga on your team when she's not even a nigga, for one? And for two, emotions fluctuate. So at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not saying that they can't have your back, but at the end of the day, they don't understand the way men operate, the way we think, the way we check situations, how we understand how to resolve things and how we can get passionate and understand that we still not disrespecting one another. So when you allow them to end because, let me tell you what happened with me and such, I don't know if y'all doing it because y'all want to look cool, if y'all want to look thorough, y'all want to look, I don't know what the end all be all the result of, or you want to look like you the boss of the friend group, whatever. I don't know what y'all reasoning is, but stop involving y'all women in your friendships because that's when they get shaky. That's when your perspective get altered. And that's when they start to learn how to use that shit against you. Now, because they know all this, they know who you really don't fuck with. They know what you really thinking because you open your mouth too much. You got to learn how to just let that shit be what it is and talk to them about shit that pertains to y'all, shit that pertains to them, life plans, dreams, all of the other shit in the world. But leave your friends off to the side. You know what I'm saying?
Question. Is it the same vice versa? Let's say your girl is having a situation with her friends. Do you ask?
I could say it. I would never ask. Absolutely not. I don't know.
It's none of your business.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck about we don't give a fuck about most shit.
Yeah, no,
like, that's
so
shit.
You ask me if I ask. If she bring it to me, in most cases, I'm the one that's going to, all right, I'm going to hear you out. I'm not going to fucking try to just offer you a solution, right? I'm not just going to force a solution down your throat. But at the same time, I'm going to give you perspective so you don't fuck up a friendship.
Because real quick, not saying that you would ask, but oftentimes solutions are needed. Yeah. So I feel like oftentimes we don't really need solution with our friends. Like we're fine. Yeah. But I feel oftentimes they do. So would you be like, yo, like what's going on? Such and such, like.
I'm never presenting it. But in the event that I witness something, in the event, because I'm big on unity, if I see something that's not that big a deal, and you present it to me, I'm definitely going to offer you some type of perspective. I don't give people solutions. I'm going to give perspective. All I'm going to do is broaden the board. You've been looking at this one square. Let me show you that it's 10. And if the other 9 still look like the 1, then you don't need my solution. You have it. But if the other 9 look better than the 1, then maybe you just been focusing on the 1 when you should have been focusing on the full picture. And that's what I do. So even in my relationship, if my ex would have been like, oh, look, this is going on, that going on, I'm going to listen. I'm going to let her vent, let her get her points across. Then I'm going to offer perspective. If it's every conversation don't always call for that. Sometimes I just let her talk and I don't say shit. But then I might come back to it and remember that time you mentioned this at a better time. So, because the reason being is I'm not going to let you be nearsighted and fuck up a genuine friendship because somebody ain't come to your birthday party. Like, for real.
And also I was going to say is like, I've been through that. So, no, before I even say that, oftentimes I feel like what women also don't really get is that, of course, so I hear in the streets, niggas be pillow talking. It's cool, it happens. But average woman is talking about shit more than average man, I believe.
1,000,000%.
Cool. But
I don't know.
Especially about
we I guess that's one of the things we can say, but I don't know the numbers of the world because we don't know what happens with these pillows.
But but at the end of the day, it's like many women are talking about their relationship to their friends, and men typically not, whatever. No. And one thing I never understand about the women is shit can be bad, it can be real arguments, real situations, real shit I got to figure out. And that's shit I always understand and believe that definitely needs to be in-house. Because y'all need to figure that shit out as a unit before 100%. You would ever think about bringing in other people part of it.
I don't understand that.
And I remember me and my girl went through that where she wasn't even that deep, but she was talking to people. And I remember one time I heard that she was telling me, like, yeah, because you wasn't saying nothing about you. You worrying about how you was going to look. I'm like, I promise you, I'm never worried about how I'm going to look. I'm trying to always protect how we look, though. Bruh. And you don't even have that foresight to realize that, one, you like a nut. And like you trying to make us like a nut. I look fine. So I'm always trying to protect us as a unit, though. Like.
Yeah, it's about, because that's the thing is, that's as men, our protection is not one dimensional. It's so multi-layered that they just think that is a physical thing, or sometimes like they not understanding that we also are protecting the unity of the family. So if I'm the leader of the family and I'm bringing water onto the ship, then that's a weakness. You follow what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said men protect the front door, women protect the back door, because they the ones that typically allow their emotions to force them to open up the back door. Why? Because they need that second opinion. They need that validation, that reassurance that they right or you wrong. But I always just say, if you ever want to ask your woman, would you be okay if your kids went outside telling people the shit that's going on in the house? And they'll get it immediately. Oh, shit. Because they'll realize, damn, my parenting is a reflection of me as a mom. So if my kid is going around saying I'm saying this, saying I'm doing that, that would change a lot of the way they parent and the way they view the situation, because they start worrying about how they look. Oh, no, I ain't worried about how I look. I'm worried about how we look. Okay, that's what I've been trying to say this entire time. It's not about how I look. It's about how we look. How I look don't matter. How we look does matter, because that's a product of me being a leader of everything that we got going on. So if I'm running around telling everybody our business, then who's protecting us? If I'm telling... We're going to talk about this in a whole nother episode, because this is the thing, man. Women and men view women only care to protect their image, which is why they think you're trying to protect your image when you don't want them talking outside the house. Men understand that strategically people will use your weaknesses against you. So if you tell them what areas of the relationship is weak, at some point in down the line, it could be used against you. So this is why men say don't talk about it outside the house. It's not because they don't want you to get a second opinion. It's not because they wanted to just be they right, you wrong. It's because they understand that what you say can and will be used against you in some form or capacity. But because y'all care about how y'all look, y'all think that it stops there. So you like, if I tell what happened, they not gonna look at me no different, so it don't matter. You not understanding that they gonna look at y'all different, and you opening up a can of worms that can't be resealed.
No foresight.
No foresight. So men understand that, but we'll really unpack that. So I'm gonna let that be what it is right there.
All right, yeah, we can land on that note then. Yeah, I like that.
Right there, man. So as always, man, what we want them to do?
1% better.
1% better. I'm like, this boy better not.
1%.
Just get 1% better. You know what I'm saying? Every single day, every single way. Don't overthink it. Just get up and get started, man. Like, the perfect day to start is today. While you watching this, like, you don't gotta know it all. You don't have to have it all figured out. Read one page, do one sit up or 10 push-ups. Do one pull-up,
Go for a walk.
Go for a walk. Start with something and literally just compound on that. The reason I got better in the gym is not because I had this enhanced workout routine. I literally just go do something every day. And then after I do something, when it get too comfortable, I do a little bit more. Next thing you know, my workouts, I'm going off. So, just get 1% better every day. And another thing, man, as y'all let people know, we continue to grow. And y'all know that we always want people to do that. Do not gatekeep this information. As y'all know, if y'all got some topics that y'all want us to cover, if y'all got some things that y'all want us to delve deeper into, be sure to give us feedback. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go shop with her fantasy box and make sure that y'all go grab y'all tickets for the live event. I read again because on 4/20 is going down. It's a Sunday. We in Philadelphia for the first time. The Wolf Has Spoken live. So I don't want to leave this episode without reminding y'all to go get y'all tickets. We only got 200 seats, and we want the best 201%ers. And I don't care. Yep, I'm saying the best, because the first 200 to get it was the smartest one.
Absolutely. They the best.
They were the best. Yeah. So we want the best 200 people in there, man. We want to help y'all get better, and we want y'all to also just enjoy these transitions in real time as we've been presenting them to y'all. So with that being said, man, y'all already know where y'all can find us at. Find me at Wolf WSC. Where can they find you at?
Right on Q Live, right as in the right side on QUE, right on Q Live.
Like, I forgot his left from his right for a second. Make sure y'all follow us on Wolf Network at wolfnetwork.wsc. That's on IG. Make sure y'all go download the podcast, the Wolf Has Spoken podcast, on all audio streaming platforms. Make sure y'all check us out on YouTube, Wolf Network. Watch the Wolf Has Spoken podcast on there, and make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, man, make sure y'all give my guy Ricky B. Philly, but make sure y'all contact me first just so I can make sure that he's available.
Maybe the back of the plane.
I'm still his manager. And until next time, man, as y'all let people know we grow, continue to get 1% better, continue to make every day a great day, a productive day. And yeah, man, until next time, man, we see y'all, man. Wolf Has Spoken. We out.
Yes, sir.